Hello everyone, welcome to Unit 4, Lesson 4.1 of the Nivaro curriculum. Today we're going to build your very first React website. What React is, it's basically a powerful JavaScript library for creating awesome interactive user interfaces. And what makes this tutorial special is that we'll be using GitHub Codespaces like we discussed in the previous videos. In Unit 1 we kind of set up Codespaces, but in this unit we're going to actually be creating your first React.js website. Let's get started. So first things first, head to GitHub Codespaces. If you already haven't signed up, you're going to want to sign up here. But we signed up in Unit 1, so you should be fine. And then we're going to find the Use React Template button, and we're going to click it. So once you have this, you're just going to click the Use This Template button under React. And it should create a kind of a React website. And before we start anything, let's get familiar with the project layout. So we have the public folder, which holds things like the website logo and other pictures or PNGs, anything like that that you want in your thing. You have the source folder, the SRC folder, which is basically the heart of your React app, which is where we're going to write all of our React code. And we also have the package.json file, which highlights all of the project's dependencies and helpful commands that we can actually use. So let's open the app.jsx file inside of the SRC folder, and this is basically a React component. And think of this as, think of components as just the building blocks of your website. They define different sections or pieces of how your site works and how they behave. So you're going to see a few certain things on this actual file that are pretty important. The first thing are import statements, and import statements are necessary because they bring in code from React and other libraries that we need. In this case, we're importing file from a different, we're importing code from a different file in the same directory, but the same purpose kind of applies. There's JSX. The part that looks like HTML inside the component is JSX, and JSX basically combines the power of HTML and JavaScript for two different kinds of magic. You can kind of see this right here. This is the JSX that I'm talking about. Let me just make this a little bit smaller. And yeah, you can kind of see the JSX where we have both, we have JavaScript right here in terms of functions and returning stuff, and then this right here in terms of HTML. So the first thing we're going to do once we actually have this app.jsx is honestly just delete all of this stuff from header to header. And you're just going to create something called h1, and you're going to type whatever your name is. So I'll say Dylan's, and I'm going to type website. And so Control S, save that, and it should update here. So now we just have our website. And in order to clean things up a little bit for the next unit or for the next video, we're going to delete this app.css, which we will not be needing because we're going to use Tailwind, which is a different way of styling our components. What that basically means is you can style your components and make them look certain ways. And through this way, we're using CSS, which is one of the ways that you can style your components. But in the next video, we're going to be using Tailwind CSS, which makes things a lot easier, and you're not going to need multiple different files and ways and all that sort of stuff. So we can delete this. We can also delete the app.test.jsx. We can go to, we'll leave all this for now, including this. We can delete the report, web vitals, and setup tests. And then we're going to go to our index.jsx, and we're going to just delete these two. And it should be fine now. You're going to have to delete the line that says report web vitals. And then you're also going to have to delete this function right here, which is the report web vitals one. So you're also going to have to delete this app.css file. So we're going to do this because we're still having errors in our code because we deleted a bunch of files, right? So, but we don't need to import that anymore, so you can delete that. And now when we refresh, it's just say Dylan's website. That's it. And so now we can actually start writing CSS, JavaScript, or we can now write HTML and add paragraphs. Like I really like the Nivaro curriculum. Save this, go back here, and now we have paragraphs. And yeah, so this is a very, very simple example, but it demonstrates the core React concept, which is we create components that handle a piece of how your website looks and behaves. And React is all about really building websites and applications by piecing these components together. Yeah. So this was kind of just a taste of building with React. And the cool thing about Codespaces is that you can now share this website with your friends by just going to this link. And yeah, and if you really want to learn more about React and whatever, you can go back here and go to the official React documentation and by clicking this link, and learn all about React here, but I'm not going to do that here. But yeah, next video, we're going to go into Tailwind CSS and how to style your components and make your first kind of portfolio website and turn your React website from just straight up this to, you know, something that's styled and having, you know, this. But this is actually your homework. But yeah.